Hey friends, today on Grande Creekside, we are potting up tons of beautiful proven winter annuals. We got a fantastic shipment of these gorgeous annuals from our friends at Pleasant View Gardens yesterday. And so today it is production mode and things are moving fantastically, smoothly, quickly. Could not be happier. So today we're just going to give you a little bit of a snapshot on what it is like to be a grower retailer. That means we bring plants in as small babes and we grow them up and then we sell them directly to our customers. We are in Dallas, North Carolina, zone 7B, and it is go time here at the nursery. This was actually our second delivery of the Proven Winter Annuals, but this was the first of our largest orders. So the first round is down at the retail greenhouse. They are growing and are very happy. Then this round has like all of our hanging baskets. So that is what we are doing right now. We are in hanging basket production mode and we are almost complete. If you will remember, of course, if you're a faithful follower, you know that we recently just got a new potting machine, our very first one, and it has taken so much manual labor out. We had already gone ahead and prepped the hanging baskets. They are, just a few of them are left way over there, and that's all that we have left to do. You can see that the cocoa liner baskets are already planted and they are hung and ready to go. We decided to go ahead and hang them up, and their drippers are in them because we can have, of course, the drippers, and it will irrigate and it will also fertilize these plants. Everything that we're doing right now are the Proven Winter Annual, recipes. So you can see, let me explain a little bit of our system here. So Alyssa was just popping out this was actually the Goldilocks Rocks Bidens. So this is what they look like. And in every hanging basket, there are 2 of each kind of plant. So Alyssa, now she has the verbena. So before she pops out the verbena, she knows that there are, those 2 need to go into a new pot. So Josh found the pot, put them in there. You can see here, we right now have 4 plants. So we have 2 of the Goldilocks Rocks, and then there is a petunia. Now, Alyssa is popping out the verbena, and then we will go back and put all the verbena in there. You can see that this is a very vigorous, happy plant because look at all those roots. This is the Super Bena White, which is a very vigorous, happy grower. So Mimi is plugging those in. So once each of these containers has all 6 plants, then we will come back and put the hanger tag on those, because with the Proven Winners, of course, they have the complete package where all the Proven Winter plants either have to be in a Proven Winners container. Obviously there is no Proven Winners hanging basket, but they do have the tags. So that is like, since it's a recipe that came from Proven Winners, they have the tags. So each of these hanging baskets will have a tag. We started out with close to 500 hanging baskets filled, and this is all that is left. Jackson is our main mover. We got these great rolly carts, and so once these hanging baskets get potted up and the tags on them, then they all load them up onto the cart and they wheel them in. He wheels them in to the greenhouse next door. So I'm going to show you those, and we're going to let them kind of hang out there and grow. So as the season progresses, and once we know that those plants are nice and established and rooted, then we will come back and finish hanging them up a little bit higher between those cocoa line baskets and all right here. We like to keep kind of an eye on them until that point, because I mean there's 6 new little baby plants in there, and we just need to keep an eye on them and make sure that they are rooted and getting the nutrition that they need. Then once they're good to go, then we can hang them up and you don't have to have your eyes on them. And then in here we are in production number 1, and you can see poor Jerry's taking a business call. And so we've gone ahead and hung up some of the baskets that Emily and Meredith worked with yesterday. And then this is where Jackson is putting all of the recipes that have been made. So we'll use this a little bit as a holding zone because again, this greenhouse, as you can see, there's obviously drippers that are not being used. So between all those green baskets, there'll be one additional one up a little bit higher right here between each one, and then going across all of the purlins. So it is, once you get these hanging baskets done, and in the past, honestly, hanging baskets is probably the most dreaded of the production area, just because it seems like it takes forever. Like it would take forever to fill the pots. It took forever to put the hangers on, and then to go through and get them all potted up and then moving them. So we are all typically really happy when the hanging baskets are done, but this will be all of our hanging baskets for the whole season. We will not grow more. And right now we're kind of a little bit limited on, we do hanging baskets that we have enough drippers for. So here comes Wild Man having a good time, but this is the tag. So you can see this was the Rockin' Rush. So it has the Goldilocks Rocks Bidens, the Raspberry Rush Petunia, and then the Super Beano Whiteout. So it'll be really pretty. First time we are doing this one. So we only have, I think, maybe one more round of recipes to go, pot it up, and then we're gonna start on filling the Grandes and getting them all nice and happy in their new homes. We will have to move the potting machine. They got the ceiling finished yesterday because, so they had to move the potting machine down that way so that they could finish the ceiling down this way. So we're gonna get it filled up with some soil, get it moved back, get everything in place, and then we're gonna start filling Grandes with lots of gorgeous of those sweet little babies from Proven Winners. All right, my friends, we are in the thick of getting the Grandes potted up. Show you right quick what we've done so far. We had to work out a few kinks before I started filming. And you know, I am the film crew here and I am working too. So I had to okay, Jerry, take my spot. I gotta get some photography in here. So we have each of these trays, there are 10 Grandes in a tray. And so we are 3 trays deep. We know that is the perfect spot. So that way, when we walk down, we can still access these hanging baskets if we need to. So we're going to go all the way down this side. Then when this side is filled, then we will move over to the right and do the same thing. Start here and move all the way down. Once the 2 sides are filled in, then we start with the center. And basically we will have a footpath right here that is maybe 2 feet wide, 3 feet wide, just long enough, wide enough rather, that we can walk down it. So everybody is in. It is, you know, it takes a minute when you've got a new system going. This is the first time doing this many Grandes right here. And so let me show you what we're doing. We've got Rosie. This is Mimi and Poppy's Doberman. So she is hanging out with us today. Brenna is at the house. It's just a little too much. So we're gonna start in reverse. So Jerry is pulling them off of the conveyor, making sure to shake off that extra soil so that way we don't end up with a bunch of soil on the greenhouse floor. He's loading them up in the rack. When one rack is full, he will take that and then unload them onto the floor. When he's unloading, then Mimi kind of takes over that spot and will load up the next cart. So it's just kind of a, you know, routine. We just keep moving on down. Now here, Alyssa and Mimi are doing tags and shaking. So Mimi, Jerry just left, so you'll be the...
Okay, got it.
Got it. And then Randy and Roman are plugging the plants. So they're getting them in there. They have little Tupperware containers that Megan fills them up with, and they're popping them into the holes. So yep, so they have to go back and forth because sometimes the containers aren't exactly even. And then Josh has a very important job, and I'm not being silly. It really is an important job, isn't it, Josh?
Yes.
Yes. So he is poking the holes, but it's important because notice they're right in the center. He has to have the hole in the center. He cannot have it off to the side because that's where that plant is going to reside until it gets sold. The dibbler still not quite working. We would have to take this plate off, but that would take Josh's job away. And then over here, Mr. Man, there he is himself, Action Jackson, is now feeding the machine with the trays and the pots. He's also, if we need to stop, the machine, then he will be the one to make any adjustments as necessary. But going through all of these trays, and then there is one more job I slightly skipped over, and that is Megan's job, which is, again, all these are hugely important. So what Megan is doing is she's the one prepping the plants. So right now they're doing the Blew My Mind XL Volvulus. So she's the one that takes them out of their trays. So right now she's getting Euphorbia. So that'll be next up. So she gets the trays, she gets the tags, she preps them, so she gets it out of the tray, fills up the tubs. So as soon as Roman and Randy are done, they're like, you know, we need more plants. So then she hands them the pots, and then she hands Alyssa and Mimi the tags. So it is a well-oiled machine. She has her tags all organized, these plants. So she has the trays. She's the one that has to double, triple check that the tags match up with the plant. So that's Diamond Mountain. We only have one Diamond Mountain. We have 2 Diamond Frost and 2 Diamond Snows. And with the Euphorbia, man, y'all, it is hard to tell them apart. Slightly you can tell them apart, but it can be really easy to get these mixed up. So it's very, very important that the right plant goes with the right tag. So yeah, it has gotten to be a very well-oiled machine around here. So I am gonna hop off because it is my job too to help what Jerry's doing as far as loading the rolling carts and then shuttling them down and putting them down. So we are rocking and rolling. Just remember that each of those trays that I showed you roughly holds like 84 plants, like the nursery trays that we got from Pleasant View, and then each of the white proven winter trays holds 10 plants. So we are rocking and rolling with these plants today. So, okay, back to work I go. All right, my friends, so we have taken a little bit of a break. We had lunch, and now we have gotten all of the Grandes completely done for today, and we have moved on to gallon production. So just to give you a little heads up here, now we're on the other side of the greenhouse, and you can see all of those sweet babies that are done. Lots and lots of gorgeous plants. So I'm gonna flip around ever so slightly. We had 9 trays of Vermillionaire, so that's 700 and something of them. So everything starting right here all the way down to those grasses is all Vermillionaire. Vermillionaire is a fantastic plant to attract hummingbirds into your garden, and pollinators and bees and honeybees. Here we have the tut family. We've got Prince tuts and Queen tuts. So these are all done. We do have a section here that you will notice that are not the white proven winter pots. These are angel wing begonias. Proven Winters doesn't do angel wing begonias, so we have to bring those in from another source. So we have the red and the pink. Love those because they're just gorgeous, beautiful, nice, huge begonias. You can see all the Grandes finished up here. And then we've gone into gallons. So here are grasses. We've got vertigo grass, purple fountain grass, fireworks, and then the Gomphrena. So we do the Truthful of Pink in both gallons and Grandes. On this round, we're doing them in gallons because obviously if they come in first and we put them in a gallon, they have longer to grow and get full in a gallon. So certain plants like that, we will put in both a gallon and a Grande because long term, a Gomphrena, the Truthful of Pink, can't stay in a Grande very long. Like it will just outrun it very quickly. That's why we go ahead and put all of our grasses in these nice gallons, because in a Grande, it is not gonna last very long at all before it gets root bound, and then we just cannot get enough water on it. So that is what is happening here. Now what we're going to do is we have a little bit left over of petunias. So super petunias are going to go also in gallons. You can see that these trays are half full, half empty, however you want to look at it. The half that is missing is what is in a Grande, and then these halves will go into gallons. So the fellas are over here readjusting the rails because this will be a little bit of a smaller, bigger, sorry, that's what I meant. This will be like in the premium gallons. This is what we do like our perennials in. So you can see Jerry here making sure that the rails, you want the rails just to kiss the edges of the pot, because if it's too tight, then they'll get stuck. If it's too loose, they could topple over. So that's what we're doing. And we're gonna get these petunias in here, and then what we're doing is Josh and Roman and Mama are all three working together doing the tag, the hole, the tag, and the plant. And then it comes to me, and I'm standing here on the end with the carts behind me. So I will load up the carts, and then because we've lost a good bit of our help as the day goes on, we've lost our help just because of scheduling, like we knew that was gonna happen. So we're having to kind of adjust to say, well, once I get both carts full, we have to stop everything, and then we all work together to get it unloaded. So anyway, we are getting it done. It is 4:15 in the afternoon. We started with the hanging baskets at like 8:30, 9 o'clock this morning. So we've had a nice full day, but we are, I think, determined to get all of these done. So we will have all of these plants done in one day. That's insane. So anyway, so the conveyor belt is starting. So I'm gonna have to hop off of here because I gotta get to work. All right, my friends, so I am going to sign off for today. We have got, I believe, 100 more plants to go, and then we will be done for the day. But the kiddos have a weekend away with the church, and so I have got to make sure that my 12-year-old son is packed and packed properly. If you are a mama of teenagers, especially boys, you probably understand what I need to go do. So everybody has said we're going to stay here and finish up, so bless their dedication, so appreciate them. If I didn't have to take the kids to church, then I definitely would be here. But we've got, like I said, 100 more to go. But massive, huge day here, really nice and productive. Let me come down here so that way I can give you a full view of what we really have gotten done today here in the greenhouses. So we are in production number 2. This is where we'll fill all of the Grandes up first. So we have got both sides of the greenhouse have been completely filled with Grandes and then gallons. The gallon petunias are actually going to go in next door because we grow those a little cooler. We've got all the hanging baskets have been potted up and hung, so that is amazing. We do have a little section down here that we're waiting on hanging baskets to come, like the actual physical basket itself. So all of these will go into hanging baskets. It is going to be 22 degrees tonight. So after they get everything potted up, they're gonna have to move the conveyor belt because they've got to be able to close this up really nice and snug, because we don't want to go from all that work and then it be 22 tonight and we have little plants that get fried. So that is not fun. And then I'm walking over here to production 1, and then you can see how nice and full this one is getting as well. Hanging baskets up, hanging baskets on the ground, and then the gallon petunias they started putting down here at the end, and they will finish up, I believe, filling all of those in. So just a very, 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 very productive day. People have asked us how much time this potting machine is saving us. We did 100 trays of plants, so roughly there was like 80 in a tray. Some of them had 50, like the grasses, there weren't quite 80 in there. So let's just say, you know, 8,000 plants, right? So we did 8,000 plants in a day, whereas before it would take us 3 or 4 days to do that, especially because of the hanging baskets. So we're not talking about hours saving us, we're talking about days it is saving us on labor. And then of course we're not like, our backs are not killing us, you know, because we're not having to lift those big heavy bags of soil. So massive, huge, worth every penny for that machine. So I've got to go, make sure everybody's packed. Y'all have a great day. As always, thanks so much for going to Creekside. We'll see you on the next video. Bye, friends.